OG fans. Today we got something a little different. My camera is dead, so we are going to be ranking every single Godzilla design, period. Now, just so you don't think I'm basing it off of this image, don't worry. I got my own thing pulled up on my other screen. I ain't just gonna, not care. I do want to get right into this because, we got a lot of designs to look at here. And I'm going to, not take too much time on them, but I don't want to just skip through it. So we're going to start with the OG Godzilla from Godzilla 1954. This is the Shodai Goji version. To be completely honest, I don't think we can do anything besides at least putting this at a high A, because without this design, we would not have Godzilla today. We would, but he'd look a little different. For 1954, this design is something special. It's obviously not my favorite design in the world, but given for the time, I think this design is pretty good. It's not bad. Next, we're getting into Godzilla Raids Again, the Gyakushu Goji. I'm not Japanese, so I'm gonna be butchering some of these, so you gotta give me a little break there. I personally really like this design. I would put this design even higher than the 1954 Godzilla. I really like the face on this one. I'd rate the bodies about the same, but the face... Sorry, I got a Zilla, my cat, yapping again. Hey! Let's keep it quiet, okay? Okay. I really like the face on this one. Where was I? I really like the face on this one. I think this is a good design. I think he's a little scarier, actually. He's a little more intimidating. So yeah, I'm going to put him at another high A. Next, we got the King Kong versus Godzilla classic King Goji design. This design, his body is a little derpy, but again, I like his face. A lot of the Showa designs really lose me in the face, and it kind of starts after this film, but I still really like his design overall. I would put him at a high B for now. Potentially, he could raise up. King Kong vs. Godzilla was very special to me growing... Bro! Be quiet. It was very special to me growing up. It was one of the first movies of Godzilla I actually ever saw. And it was really good. So, not to be biased, but I would put this at a high B as well. Next, we got the Mosu Goji. Now, this is where they start getting iffy for me. This is from Mothra vs. Godzilla. This is 1964. I don't like this design. I'm not going to say it's the worst of Showa, but I just... This cat is testing my limits today. You want to come sit over here? Huh? Then be quiet. Please and thank you. It's just, a lot of the, it's the 60s. I'm not going to complain. But a lot of the Showa era designs, specifically the face, I don't like. I don't like how square and, just flat and short it is. But it could, it's not D. It's not the worst. I'll put it at a C. Now, we got Daisenso Goji. This is from Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Give me 1 second. This is from Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. This one, I'm also not a big fan of. I would put this one at a D. I put this one at a D. You're just gonna have to listen to Zilla meowing because he's a chatty Cathy today. Would you like to help? You can come help. Okay. Yeah, I'd put this one at a D. It's nothing special. But D isn't me saying absolute garbage. It's not good. But you know what? Then D should be garbage. I'll put it at a C. Now, we got Invasion of the Astro Monster, 1965. The Masuko Goji. This is a D. I'm sorry. I don't like his face. I just don't like it. It's really not my thing. Yeah. I don't need to explain myself. Then we got Soshingeki Goji. This is from Ebra, Horror of the Deep. I'm also not a big fan of this one, but this design for this movie, I think it's okay, and I really like Ebra Horror of the Deep. I think it's a pretty good movie. It's definitely one of my favorite Showas, but I'll put it there. I think that's okay. Next we got the Megaro Goji. This one, I believe, should be from Destroy All Monsters. I actually quite like this design. It's not bad for me. I really like the body. I really like his dorsal plates, his dorsal plates quite a lot. I just think this is probably one of the best Showa designs, and I'm willing to put it, well, it's not the best, but I'm willing to put it at the top of C. I'll put it at a B. Put it at a B. Okay, then we got the first introduction to Godzilla in the Marvel Comics. This is a very interesting design. It's probably one of the most unique designs. I don't like it. It's not Godzilla, and that's really what I see it more as, a green T-Rex, like a big dinosaur. It's not Godzilla for me. He doesn't really have much Godzilla attributes. Yeah, it's just not, it's not the best. I love that Godzilla got to be involved in Marvel Comics, and even now, today, there is a lot of Godzilla DC and Marvel crossovers, and I think that's just great for the franchise, so that I like, but the first design was a miss in my opinion. Okay, then next we got the Hanna-Barbera design. This is from the Godzilla TV series, I believe, the cartoon. I quite liked this design. I liked it a lot. He is a little goofy, but he's kind of, good. I like it. You know what? The more I look at it, I like it. I personally, this was before my time, so I didn't watch this growing up. I watched the Godzilla 1998 animated series, but I still like this design a lot. I think it is, like the comics design, one of the more unique ones, but I think it works here. And I'm going to put it right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Okay, then we got the first Heisei Godzilla film. We got Godzilla 1985. This film I like personally. It's definitely not my favorite of the Heisei era, but I will say it is my least favorite Heisei design. I would honestly put it below Showa's, besides this little guy down here. He's just too derpy for me. Yeah, I just don't like it. Personally, it's really, he's got a bit of a derpy face. His eyes are a little all over the place. I just don't like it, End of the day, it's just not for me. Now, when we get into Godzilla vs. Biollante, he starts hitting peak. His head, it's not quite there yet. His body is great. I think his dorsal plates for this era of Heisei's designs are great. They're personally my favorite. This one is getting to greatness, but not quite there. I would put it high B for Bio Goji. Then we got Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah's Bato Goji. This is getting there. This is, it's starting to roll the ball a little bit. This design is, from now on till Godzilla vs. Destroya, one of my favorite designs. I just think his cat face is perfect. His eyes are intimidating. His body is good. His dorsal plates are perfect. But he's not the best Heisei design yet. So, again, I'm going to put him right there. I think that's a good spot for him. Then we get into possibly one of my favorite Godzilla movies ever, which I know is kind of a controversial take, but I don't care. I love Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. I think this movie, if I do a breakdown of every single movie, it'll have a good section on that list. I love this movie and I love this design. I'm putting this design in A. So far, this is my favorite design out of any of them. I love this design. Now, when we go to Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's a little different for me. personally, I give him a high B for Mega Goji. Obviously he's very similar, but you know, his face is a little thicker, and so are some other parts of his body. Like some of his dorsal plates are a little different. I just think they peaked in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 designs with Rado Goji. I still love this design, but personally I would put it around a B. Then we got the GOAT of all GOATs, Godzilla vs. Destroya, hands down, not a question, S tier. It's an S tier. It's one of the greatest designs ever. The man that made this suit needs to be perished for history. Perished, that's not the right word. This man needs to be praised for history. It's such a good design. It works so well. The orange is just chef's kiss. It's just so perfect. This design personally has not been topped yet. For me, I am going to, well, you know what? I'm going to say that this is the best. Nothing will take over this for me, but one other will get close. Then we got everybody's problem child. You know, I call him Godzilla. Some people just think he's Zilla. I'm talking about TriStar. Personally, growing up, I loved this movie. It was one of my favorite Godzilla movies. Now, I'm talking when I was like a 10-year-old, but still. I thought this movie was great. I thought he looked a little different, but I didn't think he, I don't think this version of Godzilla deserved all the hate it has gotten for the years. And, personally, I'll give it a C. I'm only going to give it a C here because I think the Godzilla the series design is pretty good. I would give this design like about right here. I give its design like a B-. I think Godzilla the series takes what I didn't like about the Godzilla movie design and pumps it up. I really like the atomic breath. I think its colors are a little bit better, and he looks a little older than the version in the movie. And yeah, I just really like this show too. This was a good show growing up. We don't got a lot, of Godzilla TV shows to go off of, especially in the kids range. So I think this design is quite good. I think it deserves more praise. I'm sorry, it's not better than Heisei. It's not. But I think this design is underappreciated. Now, this is probably where I'm going to get the biggest hate from the entire video. I am a avid Millennium, I wouldn't say hater, but I don't know what it is. I don't like any of the Millennium films. Not really. I think Godzilla 2000 is good. I think that's the only one, the Meyer Goji. I think this design is probably the best of Millennium era. I don't like their designs. I just don't. I don't know what it is about me. His face is curved weird, and he's kind of short and stocky, and I'm not a fan of the dorsal plates. I don't know. It's just this design for me, I would give on top of C. It's not near. No, I'll do it better than that. I think it'll go there, personally. Yeah, that makes me feel better. It's just not for me, because then you get into, like Godzilla versus Megaguirus. I think that's right. Or no, not Godzilla versus Megaguirus. I'm talking about Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, all monsters attack. Like this design, I don't like it. I think the white eyes were an interesting choice to go with, and the story for it works, but it's just not for me. Yeah, I just don't like it. Not much to say about it. I really don't, this is where people are going to get mad. I really don't like any of, I'm pretty sure this is Tokyo SOS. I don't like it. Again, I put it down here. It's just not for me, It's just not my design. I'm not saying it's bad. I think the people that worked on it are great and very skilled. It's just not for me. It's not my thing. Same with Final Wars. This is... I'm going to get hate for this. This is like my least favorite Godzilla design, period. I just don't like how scrunched up his face is. He looks like a cat when you put your hands on the sides of its head and squish it to make it look cute. but it's just not for me. I don't like his body. I don't like his dorsal plates. I don't like his atomic breath. I don't like the movie. I think Final Wars is like one of like the worst Godzilla movies. Don't at me. I'm sorry. It's so stupid, and it's not stupid fun for me that works. It's just stupid. I'm sorry. That's such a bold take. It's just my opinion. Next, we got not a Godzilla film, but you know it's got Godzilla in it. Always Sunny on off 3rd Street 2. I haven't seen this movie. I haven't. I want to watch it. I do want to watch it. And based off this design, I know -1 was heavily inspired off this design because it's the same director. I kind of like this design. It's not bad. It's a little scary. What? What are you meowing at? Again? Drink your water. Go on, drink your water. But, you know what? I'm realizing now I got too many C's. I gotta start. Yeah, you know what? That feels better for me. But yeah, I think this design's pretty cool, pretty haunting. I would give it a B. Yeah, I'll give it a B. Okay, then we get to Legendary. This is a great design. Personally, I really like this design. I think it's improved upon in the later films, but I'm going to give this design an A. I like this design quite a lot. I think it's big, it's scary, it's intimidating. It's, you know, people say it's bland, like with his dorsal plates and his breath, but personally, I really like it. I think this is a Kickstarter to some of the best designs in the Monsterverse and in all of Godzilla. This design is a beast for me, and Legendary Godzilla is one of my favorite iterations of Godzilla. So yeah, I'm going to place him comfortably at an A right now. Okay, now we're getting into Shin Godzilla. Oops. This is the 3 iterations of it as we know of. I know there was most likely a 4th in the beginning of the film in the ocean that we just did not see. The Shin Godzilla is interesting for me. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, but I think his final design is pretty great. This design is wacky, but it's not Godzilla. So I'm going to put him at a D. And then I'm going to take this version that's still not Godzilla for me, and I'll put him at a C. Put him right there. Now, not final form. We don't know what his final form is, but final form for this movie, Shin Godzilla, he's pretty good. I give him a high B. It's a pretty sick design. He's very menacing. His atomic breath and his tail and everything about him is so unique. So I really like this design. I'm going to keep it at a high B. I think he could be an A. He could be an A. You know what? I'll give him an A for now. I'll give him A status. Okay, then we get into the Netflix series Godzilla, the Planet Eater, the anime. The movies suck. I'm sorry, they do. If you're a fan of them, good for you. They're not good. I tried so hard to like them, and I just couldn't even finish them. But the design is not bad. He is I want to say the biggest Godzilla we've ever seen. I like that they made his skin kind of like a mountain, and his atomic breath is also, it's not my favorite. You know, I was going to say it. No, it's not my favorite. But his design overall, I think, is pretty good. But it's just a little bland. I think it's you know what? I think it's probably there. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Then we get to King of the Monsters. Goated design. This is my second S tier design. I think everything about this movie's Godzilla, some people didn't like how big he was, and he wasn't fat, but he was definitely bulking. I think it fits him perfect. His dorsal plates are one of my favorite ever in this film. His atomic breath is great. He's just perfect. I just love this version of Legendary, and I think this is the best version of Legendary. Now realizing that, hold on, there isn't Legendary Burning Godzilla on this list. I just noticed that. Okay, that's better. Now we got Burning Godzilla on here, Legendary. This is not better than Heisei's burning form, but it's still pretty damn good, and he is pretty freaking scary. and Mothra's wings on him are awesome. I think the only downfall of this design is that it was spoiled in the TV spots before the movie even came out. But besides that, I'm going to place him at a high A. I think this design for Godzilla is epic. Then we got Snow Godzilla. I really like this design a lot. I think it's really cool. It's kind of similar. It kind of feels like a mix of Heisei and Legendaries to me. I want to see more of it, but I like it a lot. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of just, your run-of-the-mill Godzilla design covered in snow, but it's different, and I like that. So I'm going to give him a high B. I like him. Singular Point Godzilla is so frustrating for me. I don't like, similar to Shin Godzilla's pre-evolved forms, I think they're better in a sense, but I just really didn't like Singular Point. I don't like Godzilla Ultima. It's just not for me. He's a little too different. I know I'm being really picky saying that, but I don't like his jaw. I really don't like his dorsal plates. I don't like his atomic breath. Honestly, I think this pre-evolved form is probably the best form he has. And that's saying something, so I'm going to put that at a C. I hate this one. Yeah, I hate this one. That's just not Godzilla for me. And Ultima, I'm not going to give him a D, but I'm going to give him a low C. I just don't like it. It's just not for me. And that's okay. If you like all of the Ds I have here, if you like anything, that's good. End of story. Okay, then we got the short for Godzilla vs. Gigan Rex. I believe this is Godzilla Jr. from Heisei Godzilla grown up. I think this design is pretty cool. He's menacing. He's a very intimidating Godzilla. And I would really like to see more of him. He's pretty good. I don't have much to say besides that, just because we haven't seen that much of him. But, I like him a lot. I would give him, though... See, this is where it gets really hard, because there's so many designs. Is he... You know what? I give him the highest B. I don't think he's A status, because I think when someone is A or S status. But I would give him the highest B. And I say that because now we're getting into, -1. This Godzilla design rivals, for me, the best Godzilla design ever made. Personally, I don't think I can say it's better than Destroya Burning Godzilla, so I'm going to put it at number 2 for S. I think this Godzilla design is just so awesome. He's just so, at the same time, scary but cool and intimidating. And the best part is he's not legendary size. He's big, but he's not that big, but he's still scary. And I just really love it. -1 is personally my favorite Godzilla movie. I don't care if you don't agree. It's not just because it just came out. I just think it's amazing, and it's a perfect movie. Then we come to our last design, I want to say currently out. Right? We haven't had any... Well, there's the Asia design, but we haven't seen... That's not official yet. So, I'm going to say this is the last one. We got Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. We got Pink Evolved Godzilla. This design, I like it a lot. Actually, you know what? I do. I've grown to like it. I really like the extra plates they gave him on his tail, and they gave him 2 little elbow spikes. The reason why he's not an S or extremely high A for me is because I'm actually not a fan of how slim he is. If he was bulky as King of the Monsters size, I would put him in S easily. But he's not, and you know what? I just don't think... I think there was a missed opportunity. So I'm going to put him below regular Godzilla 2014 design. And that's my list. If you don't like it, that's totally fine, because I can see how you wouldn't like a lot of my choices here. But this is my list, and you have an opinion to your own list and your own designs. But personally, this is what I got for you. You know what? This is my finalized version. And I've thought about it for a little bit. And you know what? I'm happy with this. So I hope you guys liked this ranking. Please let me know if there's any personal videos you guys would like to see. We're, and kind of in a little bit of a quiet zone right now regarding Godzilla X Kong Supernova. We've gotten some updates as far as the final battle, which might be in London, and some set behind the scenes stuff. So, I'm just waiting for some big news because I don't think that's worth reporting on. And there's sometimes stuff like that in a movie where I would rather see it in person. I would rather find out some details in the movie. So I'm going to wait on stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. I hope you really liked it. And yeah, I'm just really liking this so far. So if you like this, please like and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.